Let me see. Let me see. Uh, let me see. Da, 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 da. Which one do I want? Uh,
Okay,
yes.
so he doesn't hold a state license, but he's still practicing for mental health.
What was that?
I said he doesn't hold a state license, but
Well, it's
he's
not.
actually
It's not a. It's not a he. It's a she.
oh, she.
Um, hold on. I got you.
Oh,
I got you. Let me bring this up here real quick.
The minute somebody pulls out a bikini instead of a diploma, the conversation is over. You know what's funny to me? The second people start asking for proof, degrees, credentials, certifications, suddenly the timeline turned into Bikini Bottom University. Now it's boat pictures, belly piercings, body shots, skin tight dresses, and why y'all so mean? Ma'am, all of this was supposed to be about whether or not you were qualified enough to give people life advice. Y'all see the men? They fold in like lawn chairs at a family reunion. Because, see, some people will believe anything if the messenger got on lip gloss and a cute smile. That's why the scammers stay employed. See, I don't even know what a Yonla Van Zant's belly button looks like. Oprah ain't posting thirst traps every time somebody got a question. Professionals usually let their work speak for itself. But see, sometimes when people can't win arguments, they try to distract you with the aesthetics. Don't look at the missing credentials. Look at my swimsuit. Girl, please. I want y'all to watch. Give it a few months. Everybody that loves her now gonna be calling her everything but the child of God once they realize that the fantasy that they created in their minds doesn't match reality. Some of y'all don't want truth. Y'all want pretty eyes with the ring light.
yeah. Okay. Looking at that clip does not scream doctor. Sorry. Oh, I like that. Pretty eyes with a pretty ring light. Um, it's just on point. Sorry, I'm laughing because we're in a stage and age where everything is anesthetic. I don't know what it is. It's just like they want it instant, they want it now, and the reality, people don't want reality anymore. So I'm laughing because I love when people like this lady and I mean she's speaking truthfully. But yeah, how can you post yourself online like that saying that you're a doctor? You have an image, you have a standard, you have where's your credibility? Um yeah, that doesn't scream doctoring. You know, she it looks like she's supposed to be in some Bahamas, um, as such. But yeah, do you have another clip like of what she actually does?
I'm.
Like,
I got you. Matter of fact.
because I'm looking at that, I'm listening to the lady, giving her point of view, and I'm looking at her going, nah, I'm not seeing it. And I'm not, like, does she have that photo on the back of her, like on her wall when patients come in? You know what I mean? Where's your certificates? You know what I mean?
And this is the problem. I think. Let me see. Let me see. No, not
I
this
don't.
one.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
So,
I,
so I'm laughing because it is so wrong. It is so wrong, but that's just the state of where we are right now. I'm laughing because it's my way of kind of like processing and like, what the fuck at the same time. Um,
This
oh boy.
what I'm gonna do is
Oh, good morning. That's all I can say. Good morning and good morning.
this is another one from that same woman right here.
Oh no,
Uh,
that woman's she's home truth.
let me see if she break it down a little bit more in this one. Uh, everybody on her helmet, man. Everybody's on their helmet because, and I don't blame them. Let me play this real quick.
So what she claims to be some type of life coach or some doctoring. Okay, got you. Okay, so um
All credibility lost. Now, fast forward, you watching how she moved. You watching this stuff. And I need my community to hear this. Everybody that looks like you, smiles at you, talks like you, they not for you. Sometimes those people are banking on you to trust them because of that. And when it's all said and done, you left with empty pockets and an empty soul. So I'm asking y'all, is this pretty privilege or is this exploitation? Let's
I'm gonna go to this other one.
This message is for Cheyenne Bryant. My name is Dr. Rhonda Hampton. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and I specialize in multicultural mental health and chronic mental illness. What that means is this: my specialty includes working with those who have chronic mental health conditions and who are of color, the most vulnerable of individuals who are out there. Shame on me for being licensed in California and having absolutely no clue who you are. Some of that is probably because I work all the time. What I want you to know is this: what you are doing, what I am hearing about what you're doing, what I am listening to, the words that are coming out of your mouth is despicable because you are not licensed. You don't have a license to lose. However, what you are doing is problematic and you need to take accountability for that. And if you don't, accountability is going to come. Appeal to you is to come forward with your degree so that we can put this to rest, or to admit that you do not have a degree. One way or another, you are going to be held accountable for that. And I am going to make a move to make that happen. So that is not a threat. That is my obligation as a psychologist, as a licensed psychologist, as a mental health professional. And because I live in California, I feel that I'm compelled to make a next move. I have sent you a private message which you did not respond, and I get that I'm a nobody, if you will. Hopefully, somebody is monitoring those messages. I will be reaching out to your publishers, which includes Hay House as well as Random, and I will be taking further steps. Now, if you send me a message, maybe we can chat about this. I did want to come to you first because that is also part of our um, requirements as psychologists. However, you have been very clear that you are not going to make a move. You are not going to show your credentials. So now we have a problem. Hopefully, we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, listening to her, as I said, she's definitely licensed, especially being in California, because it sounds like, well, not sounds like, you can't run a practice without being licensed. And if you don't have a license, your ass is going to be kicked. You know what I mean? No matter what, because it will catch up to you and you will be fined. And then obviously you'll, get citation. You have to go to, look, that's screaming help. This girl or this lady, whatever. And it's so sad because if you're in a like a not a healthy state of mind, or if you're vulnerable, or if you don't have the money, or if you don't have the funds, you'll go to her. I call her the quack. You know what I mean? You'll go to a fake quack. You know what I mean? Because you want to obviously get yourself in a better headspace. But I'm telling you, I want to see and I want to hear her anything that she's practicing besides her bikinis, her Instagram bikinis. Um, because I'm looking to see, what's her quality of work, or what's her like what has she done? You know what I mean? I'm just looking to see here it's saying she's supposed to be like a functioning life coach. See, to me, that's screaming of like she's fake. You know what I mean? You don't write that. If you're legitimate, either you are or you're not. You know what I mean? You can't, have all this, I'm a, to me, it sounds like that she has made this up, found an angle, found enough people to believe her that she is a life coach. Correct me if I'm wrong.
See, the thing that I like, what I was talking about earlier was, it's one thing to do what we do or what I do or whatever, and you get up here and you sit with other adults, or even if you're doing like this one-on-one thing and you just talking shit, and
That's it. Yep.
like that's one thing, but
Mhm.
to get up here and conduct yourself as being something that you aren't, and you're giving people half truth, most lie,
Yep.
that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear from somebody who's going to be half and half. You're either all of it or you're not any of it.
Yep.
Like, that's why I was like, at the end of the later portion of it, I'm like, she's going to tell y'all, I don't owe y'all nothing. I don't have to tell you or show you that I have these degrees. I don't have to do none of that. The only person that needs to know is the school, the creator himself, and blah 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 blah. What are you talking about? People are spending hundreds of dollars on your books and on
Yep.
your tutoring and all that. You telling me you
Mm-hmm.
don't owe them no explanation, man? If you don't, get out of here with that. Cut it out.
Yeah. You're right. Like as I said, if you're not in a right state of mind, and if it looks good, like her setup is correct, she'll find her clients. She'll find, people will come to her. But is she legitimate? Is she legitimate? You know what I mean? Like in a sense, I don't know about you. When I go to a doctor, look, hey, I'm pretty like when it comes to my health is wealth for me. Health is wealth. I can not emphasize it enough. I want the mind to be right. I want the body to be right. I want, I just, to me, I am all about like mindset. and she says that she's a what? I find I like how they say a functional, functional. To me, that screams. That screams like run, like what you're saying. Either you are or you're not. Are you that? I'm going to be honest. Desperate for money that you need to prey on the vulnerable to make a living or to scam people? Now now that's a new different low. No, that's a new fucked up low. Yeah, like I said, a doctorate in counseling. Oh, sorry, doctorate of as a counselor. You know what I mean? This is mental health. This is people that are just, as I said, they're coming to you because they're looking for solutions. They're coming to you because they're not coping their day-to-day lives. You know what I mean? It's scary. You know what I mean? I just don't, to me, it just screams you're phony, you're fake, you're preying on the vulnerability. To me, you've lost all credibility on my part. As I said, health and wealth is important to me. If I don't see any certificates or I don't have anything in your office, I'm out. I'll never go again. And I love the fact that I hope you don't mind me saying this is that I know everyone is all about surveys. How was your visit? Um, But yeah, just like looking at her TikTok, oh sorry, not TikTok, her Insta or any like all socials. You know what I mean? It looks all anesthetic. She doesn't look to be, who she is. You know what I mean? Like I'm like looking at all her different responses. All to me, it's just like, oh, look at me, look what I am. I'm a doctor. You know what I mean? Um, are you truly a profession? Like, as you know, this day and age, everything's all about image, everything's all about social media, all about all of that, all in good reason. But if you're faking it and you found an angle to prey on the weak or prey on the who needs your supposedly service, that's a new low. That's a fucked up low. And I don't like that. Shame on her.
And that's why the publishing company is giving people refunds. But
Good.
because the people been speaking. They say,
Good.
look, I'm not fucking with this. Nah. We paid for a license.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't ask, nah, give me my money back. And
Yeah.
she tried to go on his whole tour, his whole book tour, trying to get as many people to buy into her bullshit as possible. When I listened to it, she sounded like someone who she made it to the 12th grade, didn't graduate, but she's going to tell you that, all right, well, I went to I went to high school. I made it to the 12th grade, but technically I didn't graduate, but I went to the 12th grade, so that makes me a senior or some shit. What?
Yeah. What is it? The fact that her degrees are due, there are mental health. She's this is what kills me, a functioning as a life coach. And I'm like, I've never heard that. I've never seen that. Who says that? A functioning as a life coach? And once again, either you are or either you're not. And I can't help not to laugh because it's so wrong. Why are you preying on the vulnerable? You know what I mean? I'm just looking at her socials. It's just all anesthetic. It's all image. It's all look at me, look at me, look at me. She ain't got no degree. Just looking at her, in that kind of sense. And I'm glad people are out there have taken the time and spoken up because I'm a great believer of you have to be your advocate for everything. You know what I mean? I know it's going to rub people the wrong way. Oh, I'm going to be honest. It's going to piss people the wrong way. But if no one's saying anything or doing it, she's going to continue. She's going to get away with it. And it makes me upset because, as you know, she sounds and looks like she probably has a masterclass program. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All the bells and whistles. You know, and I've been in enough support groups, or I've been enough like mental health, or I've been in enough of those. If you're not accredited, if you don't have any like anyone referring or recommending or your reference, I'm out. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm not going to sit here and give you my good hard-earned money. My life, as I said, I'm coming to you because I am genuinely want to address whatever's going on in my world. But all along, you're a phony motherfucker. Sorry. And it just makes me wild. Okay.
Yeah, there's plenty of men and women out here just like her that have successfully used YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all these different platforms to prey on people. I would rather be me without a license than to pretend to have one and talk life. See, I can give my experiences and you can relate or don't relate, but that makes the conversations more pure and authentic versus me trying to give you clinical diagnosis about things that I absolutely know nothing about. You're going to look at me like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm there with you. Be like, as I said, you can, like, for example, you can open up your own clinic. You can open up your own office. Slap on you can, as you know, as we all can, print out our own, our university degree or college degrees. That's it. I'm a licensed protection practitioner now. I'm a licensed mental, health, counselor. You know what I mean? You can title it. You can tie it up, or you can print it out and make it look all pretty. As I said, if you're not in the right frame of mind, if you don't do your homework, if you don't do your background check, if there's nothing, as I said, you'll be surprised. This day and age, we live in a different era where everything's all about now, 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 quick, quick, quick. There's no connection. There's no no genuine, and people will sign up to go see her and pretend, oh, I just went and saw my therapist today. Is she really a therapist? Is she really? Well, she's not. Just looking at her Insta, because any doctors or even a dentist, you know what I mean, or even a nurse, they look the part, they act the part. You don't put Instagram, models, photos of a bikini. That's a big no-no. Correct me if I'm wrong. As much as you're cute and you want to show the world that you got a great body, great. But there's not the space. That's a different account. She could be an only model fans or only fans model. Who knows? We don't know anymore. You know what I
Like, I guess if I
Sorry.
you see, like if I put doctor in front of my name,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do an experiment. I want to see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change my little handle down here, and I'm gonna put doctor in front of it.
Yeah. Do it.
And see how many people just fall for it. Because at this point, you can say whatever the hell you want to. You can be a Pokemon for all I know, and people will buy the shit. Like, come on, man.
That's it. And I'm living proof. Okay, me being a smarty pants, I sometimes when I fill out especially applications or government ID, I'm like, let me just put doctor. You know what I mean? And you'll be surprised. People kind of like give you a different. It's like they. I don't want to say. Yeah, they do. They do treat you better, or they treat you. And I'm just like, only because I put DR in front of my name. But if I have to give out my ID and my government IDs, obviously it's not going to say it on there. And I'm just like, and as I said, I don't know about you, I just like to experiment. So yes, please, I want you to put and see what the outcome will be. You got nothing to lose. Fake it till you make it. What is it? That's how it is these days.
Yeah, that's sad. That's sad.
You know what I mean? Like, um, yeah, just looking all of her socials, it does not, it doesn't, nah, that's not mental health. That's certainly not meant, a functioning mental health therapist. Who says that? You don't write that. You know what I mean? You don't, that shouldn't be even in the same sentence. And I get it why a lot of people are saying, referrals are the best thing, references are the best thing. I rather be recommended. You know what I mean? Because it's already been vouched, it's already been verified. You know what I mean? Like, does she have any testimonials written about her? I could only imagine what Reddit would write. You know what I mean? Because the people on Reddit, they don't hold back. You need a cross-reference on that. I'm sure they'll have some, their own point of views. They probably have their own group, on there, and the comments will be flying, in that kind of sense. But as I said, I'm looking at like even the university that she claims to be. She holds an academic doctorate in counseling psychology from Agrosso University, alongside several honorary doctorates. But however, her academic credentials and license have been faced significant online scrutiny, with critics criticizing her verify of her academic official or graduation records. And then there's like her Instagram handle. No doctors put that. You know what I mean? Oh, well, they do, because they want to, as I said, if you go on the socials with the right doctors, they do put on their socials, but they are adamant, I am a certified, you know what I mean? They can back themselves up, and you can actually do the cross-reference. But this one here, she's just put her Insta, and it as I said, it doesn't align. That's what I'm trying to get at. At the end of the day, it doesn't align in that sense. And just looking at her socials, she's all, look at me, she's very, whoops. But yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get annoyed.
No. People have been cooking her for months now. You've seen 2 clips. I've done stories on her more than I would like to, and really, like, when it boils down to it, what I gathered is she went to school, but she didn't get the credentials to call herself what she keeps claiming. It's like she got like this far, but she didn't get all of it. But she still wants to claim that she's something that she isn't. But she won't admit it. And she would rather lie and gaslight and fight tooth and nail to do this, knowing damn well that she isn't. And I said before you came on screen that she seems like the type that will lie.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
she'll secretly get the verification and get the degrees so that she can later on say, look, I told you I had this. But you didn't have it. You got it now because you did it behind the scenes while everybody was jumping on your case and you was losing money behind it. Now you
Yeah.
with I don't know, but
Nah, there's no I don't know. You already know. You already got the answer. You know what I mean? When it doesn't sound right, it doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? And if any person, like anyone, any right mind will do the homework, do the background check, do the reference, do the cross-referencing, do the research. As I said, to me, look, and I'm looking, there's a few, well, there's not a few comments, there's a lot of comments. And I thought, let me go check in the Reddit. There is no post for her doctoral degree, and I'm like, what? She's not a doctor. Oh my gosh. And that's a year ago. And I'm just like, yeah. That's enough said. You know what I mean? It's just kind of, there's no kinda. That, and how is she able to get away with it? That's my thing. You know, is she changing her name every couple of months? Is she changing her supposedly business name so she doesn't get caught up? Or is it registered in another state? Is she like, you know, a traveling mental health nurse or practitioner? I'm telling you, I know there's people, and it sounds like she has found a loophole to scheme people to fund her crazy, delusional doctorate degree. So yeah. I'm like, oof. You know, the sheer fact that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant does not actually have a doctorate degree. That's, yeah. Ooh, sometimes there's not enough coffee in the morning. You know, the 5K run's not, long enough. But yeah, she's been playing all of us. That's crazy. You know, they're saying word on the street. And I'm like, and it says even on her website, she's pursued it, never completed it. Ay. Oh my gosh, should I keep reading? We get the gist of the idea. I mean, I'm just like, that's crazy.
Look though, you go to some of these comment sections, there's women in the comment section that they'll say, you know what? She still gives good information. She still gives good advice. So what if she didn't? That's why she's able to get away with what she gets. It's dumb people.
Yes. Yeah. Poor
And
suckers.
what's the point of going to school and doing any of that shit for if you're going to listen to a person who lies about having the degree anyway?
Yeah.
So I asked the question, what's more important, someone with experience or someone with a degree? I had people say they want the degree, but if that's the case, then why is she still able to do what she's doing on a professional level? Why does she still have all of those followers? Why does she still have all of this retention coming in? And it's because of what the woman said. Yeah, I like pretty people. It's that pretty people privilege.
Yeah. She's found a loophole. That's all I can say. She has found a loophole where she's found where they can believe her BS and she still can get paid. You know what I mean? But as I said, yeah, it's just wrong. I'm just reading all the comments. You know, as I said, my concern or my thoughts, if like this is what throws me is like, where's the authorities or where's the professionals? Why haven't they shut her down or done or said anything any earlier. I think she just keeps changing her name and her image so she doesn't get caught.
No,
Um,
I'm not. I'm not. I don't think she's changed her name. I think what's happening is the people don't really care as much as they complain about.
okay, gotcha. Yes. Okay, all talk, no action. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
because
yeah.
Corey Holcomb called her out about that shit like last year or
Um,
so, maybe even
okay.
longer than that. But like people who do that, you have an issue with something, but you really don't address it. People have been spectating and saying that she's been this type of person for a long time, and nobody seems to have changed their stance on or their position to her. So until you show her
Mm,
and people like her that what they're doing isn't right, we're not tolerating it, they're gonna keep doing it. I would if I was like
yeah,
shady like that. Yeah,
yeah,
you were
yeah, yeah,
as
yeah,
long as long as I got a nice physique and I dress provocative and all that. That's all y'all care about.
yeah. Look, as I said, to me, I am reading all the comments and it's not good. I like how someone wrote, it's disingenuous to call yourself a doctor if you do not hold a degree. Um, and someone else is like, I went to her website, does not say she's pursued a doctorate and it's not completed. California is one of the toughest states, which it is. You most certainly do not call yourself a doctor without a license. Because I know she's definitely not out here. Because if that was the case, oh my gosh, she would have been shut down in no time. In no time. So, she's in a smaller town, more, a vulnerable, especially, I don't want to say it, but small-minded, that country pumpkin mentality. Probably a lot of people don't know any better and put her on a pedestal. And she just gets referral over referrals, you know what I mean? And making out to be something she's not. And she's found a way to get bank, like where she can bank. But but yeah, mental health. Like I said, I actually attended, even it was online, um, last Thursday. Was it what it was? It was a couple of hours, and it was hosted, which I could see why and how she gets away with it. It was for the entertainment industry, and I know none of them were obviously certified as mental health, but they contributed what gets them through their coping. You know what I mean? What helps you in your hard times. And it was good because everyone was dropping gems, but I know none of them tells everyone, oh, I'm a mental health practitioner. You know what I mean? So yeah, she's just found a loophole.
My final thoughts on this whole thing is, I mean, y'all seen the videos,
Yeah.
you've seen the conversations, you see the comments. Some of you have done the research, some of you haven't. Some of you cared, some of you pretend to care.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I ain't putting no money in her pocket. I ain't listening
Mm-mm.
to a damn word she say.
Nah.
And I wouldn't advise anybody to do that unless you just one of them folks that you got a plethora of creators that you watch that are just like her. Then I can
Mm-hmm.
understand why you relate to it so much.
Yeah. 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 I'm there with you. I'm 150% with you. I mean, if you can't back it up, if you've got no proof or evidence, anyone can write up a testimonial. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Even if you have like 100 testimonials, that still means nothing, because this day and age, anyone can, write it up, and it's sad. You know what I mean? It doesn't take long for you to kind of, copy and paste, change the name, change the time. But yeah, so shame on you, Miss, whoever, you claim to be, as you're saying that you are a doctor, in psychology. And then this university, like, and I know you guys call it colleges out here. So when I saw that, that was a red flag, because I know you guys are all, oh, college, college, college. Okay, you guys don't call university. So she could be doing it and practicing out at Timbuktu. You know what I mean? But she claims to be, the university which is out in, Seattle. But it's see, there it is again, a private university. Yeah, say no more.
Yeah. It is what it is. Y'all keep on wasting y'all money on that if you want.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I would rather listen to somebody who just has seen life and
yeah.
they had hard times and they found a way out of it, than to
Mm-hmm.
listen to somebody sit up here and tell me, well, because if you look at my wall and you see all of these certificates, that means that I'm qualified to tell you about something that I absolutely never experienced. You never went through what I went through. So, but
Yeah.
because you got all the fancy words and you read the books that you can tell me something about this, that don't mean nothing. And
Mm-hmm.
she's the biggest hypocrite in the world because she don't even sexually understand her own identity. She's confused.
Yeah.
She dates men and women. How are you giving advice to anybody?
Oh yikes! Oh yikes!
Yeah,
Oh yikes! That's a mental disturbance right there and then. Sorry. Okay.
like
Let me.
it's comical. She went on Cam Newton. She sat down with Nick Cannon, had these life altering moments where she crashed the internet, got everybody talking about how she allegedly checked them for being bad parents and this, that, and the third. But in the whole time, she had a whole double life. She had three failed proposal engagements. She'd sleep with women and men. How is anybody supposed to really listen to a word you say? It's like, all right, man, at this point, y'all just do it to yourself. Like I could not trust somebody that is double minded like that. You're not going to give me a fair shot. You're not going to be truthful about your position. You're going to be you're going to be biased. You're going to say and do things that grifters typically do when they have a certain audience, which is you're going to placate to that demographic of people in order to continue to bring in that revenue stream, whether or not you believe in what you're saying or not.
And that's it. The key word: audience. She's found an audience. Poor suckers.
Exactly, exactly. But I digress. I,
Yes.
I wish her the best. And I would advise if you bought a book from her, get your money back. If you're taking courses from her, get your money back.
Mm.
If you
Mm-hmm.
want to invest in that, that's your prerogative. But I would highly advise against it. And it's not about trying to take money out of her pocket. It's just I find it disrespectful to men and women who are certified. I find it disrespectful to men and women who are broken, confused, lost, trying to find their way, and they're looking for truth and they're looking for honor and honesty and dignity, and you are using their vulnerabilities against them. I have an issue with that.
I'm there with you. As I said, she's found a loophole. You know what I mean? She's preying on the vulnerability. As I said, that's the most lowest form of taking advantage of a human soul.
Well, look, I don't know how y'all feel, but express yourself in the comments. Let us know what y'all think. Are you with it? Are you against it? I appreciate y'all for being here. Sarah, I'm glad you can make it.
Yes.
Great show.
Yes, as always, yes.
To the
Great.
people, and enjoy your afternoons, mornings. I'm spinning back later on. I got a show. So if y'all around, tap in. Outside of that, do me a solid before y'all go.
What's the goddamn button?
Y'all have a blessed one.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Slave song, slave ship, rip skin, maybe rip bones. But no matter how close I am, my ancestors speak. They tell me the tide is a friend on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep. Longing and singing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their bones would bleed. Begging that generations remember our story.